Cause I'm a broken soul, yeah, trying to find his way. And I pray to God that I will someday.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Vulnerable Beats podcast, where we make music and have deep conversations. And in today's episode, we're gonna be interviewing Gremlin, who's a YouTuber and hip hop artist who makes music to help those who are suffering with addiction, trauma, mental health, just anything that has to do with pain, to give us hope. And we're gonna be talking about his story of what it's like to see your parent go through addiction, what it feels like, what it looks like, and what it takes to navigate it, because there is hope on the other side.
What's up, my G?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Good, dude. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me, man.
Super excited.
Yes, sir.
For those who don't know you, what's like the 1 minute version of like who you are?
1 minute, let's see. I'm Gremlin. I'm a hip hop artist. I make music for those that are going through a tough time, and my music is hopefully gonna pull them out of that and show them the light. And that's what I'm here for.
I love that, man.
Let's go.
Well, let's make some music to give some people some hope.
Absolutely, brother. Let's do it. I'm excited.
All right, so right here, what I want to do with you is I kind of want people to kind of get like an understanding of like who you were in your childhood, what it was like, what it felt like for people that are, you know, have a similar story to you and that know what it's like to have that parent in addiction. You know what I mean? Because I believe like when you have a parent in addiction and you're a kid, whether you're aware of it or not, it's affecting you. You know, what you see, what you feel, what you're kind of seeing as normal or how you're treated. So like for you, what was like your childhood like? What was Gremlin's childhood like? What did it feel like?
I don't remember much. A lot of that is blocked out, but I do know I was.
Well, let's start right there. Like, why do you think it was blocked out? Because that's very common.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I hear you like block out certain things of like trauma in your life and stuff, or it's, you know, very deep type of thing. But I remember being very reserved, shy, you know, in school, you know, not talking very much, super self-conscious about myself. I hated looking in the mirror all the fucking time. Like, I never looked in the mirror. I hated how I looked. Now,
were you like that because of what people said about you growing up, or did you kind of just create this preconceived notion that you're ugly or the way you look's not right?
It was probably a mix of everything. You know, I definitely was not the popular kid, and, you know, I did get made fun of and stuff, but I think it was a lot of internal dialogue, you know, of not being enough, and, you know, kids kind of saying that same kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so it was probably a mix of all that.
Yeah, I know kids could be mean.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, okay, so you grow up, you're shy, sounds like insecure, right? Whether it's what you think about yourself, right? You don't like looking in the mirror. You have some kids bullying you, reinforcing kind of like those negative belief systems, like you like that.
Yeah, sure.
And stuff like that. And so, like, how did you like navigate that? Like, what were like ways that you would cope with that? Like, how did you kind of like deal with feeling like that as a kid?
You know, it's now that looking back on it, I wrote songs about like being mean to people, you know, like writing about hurting somebody, or just being like an aggressive, making this aggressive persona that's like, damn, I wish I could be like this and like do these things to these people.
And what age was that when you started writing music like that?
Like 12, 13.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like the first times. And then eventually I started getting into writing about like what I'm actually feeling, which in the moment I didn't know that's what I was feeling.
Right.
I was just kind of writing just to like, let's see what comes out. But looking back on it, I'm like, oh yeah, I was just expressing myself.
And who showed you that to like, or like, how did you kind of figure out that tool to like start writing out these things, right? Of, like you said, like how did you get into like that being a thing that you're gonna do? Like, I'm gonna write music.
Probably my brother. He's older. He got into it, and then, you know, younger brother wants to be like their older brother.
Oh, so he actually wanted to do music?
Yeah, he always tells me, motherfucker, you stole my dreams.
I didn't know that.
He told me that like 10 years ago, but it always
yeah.
stuck with me. I was like, damn it, dude, I'm sorry.
So that's so, I didn't know. Okay, so your older brother was wanting to do that. You saw that.
Yeah, and then I always kept it hidden until maybe like 6 years later when I thought I was decent enough, and then he was like, oh, damn, you're actually pretty good. But he was definitely a big influence on me writing, for sure.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's wild. And so for you, you find this coping tool, right? Like you said, it kind of,
which I didn't know was a coping tool.
Exactly. You don't know.
I was just doing it just to do it, you know.
And you hear it a lot too with people, right? How like music can be very therapeutic like that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of common, I think, too, where it's like people, like I can relate, right? Being shy and insecure. But my thinking was more like, man, I wish I had superpowers. Man, I wish I was that cool guy that can like save the day, or I wish I was like that. And I would fantasize about it. And so that's why I got big into like working out, skateboarding, trying to be funny. I was trying to be a performer. If I can get good at something, then that can help.
Okay, you know, I think that kind of ties into it, because I wanted to be the rapper who made a lot of money so that I can attract what I want, whether it be the women and stuff. So it's kind of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
like the funny thing, right? It's like, hey, if you're not that good looking, then you're probably gonna have a good personality.
There we go, dude. There we go.
Right, we gotta kind of earn it.
Exactly.
So for you, you're feeling this way. Your brother's kind of like the person you look up to, or he is the person you look up to. So you get into like writing and stuff like that. Once you kind of shifted into just that aggressive, but to really expressing, what did that look like for you at that point?
I was writing a lot about my dad, feeling insecure, like, why don't girls like me, and you know, things like that. I vaguely remember. It's like very sporadic, but it was things like that, talking about walking with my face down, just random things like that were like little moments that I experienced, but I just sort of like tossed them in there like that.
So you were like super self-aware.
I didn't know.
Pretty self-aware.
I didn't know,
like,
though.
just like looking,
you know
like, why do I look down? Or
like, why do I face down? I hate how everyone's looking at my face now. I remember some shit like that, like something along those lines, where I was like, oh, damn, okay, that's kind of crazy, you know. But yeah, those are some like things that I vaguely remember.
Yeah. Yep. And did you kind of like what was like your did you ever kind of like figure out, if you did, like why, you know, some people might say like, God, why did you make me this way? Like why is this, why do I have to deal with this stuff? Like, did that ever kind of go through your mind too? Like why do I have to deal with this? Like why, or how do I fix this?
How do I fix this? I think a little bit, but I was hoping the way I would fix it is by rapping and writing music and getting famous and getting a lot I
So that was kind of like
that was
the driving factor.
That was driving me. That was what I wanted. I wanted that, you know. And like I get that, and all my problems are fixed.
And at what age would you say that started, that idea of like, okay, this is what I'm going to become because it's going to solve all my problems, if you remember?
12.
So it's okay. So since 12 years old that you've had that.
Yeah, about 12. Yeah. So it's been a long time.
And what about, like, you know, you said something about with your dad. Like, was your dad in the picture?
Yeah. He was around. He just, you know, was very controlling. You know, like, didn't want me to do certain things, dress a certain way, or, you know, just very controlling. You know, so I wrote about that too.
Did he support the music dream back then?
No, but like eventually, you know, but like him and I talk about it, you know, he was like, when I hit a certain age, he's like, yo, you gotta start looking for a real job, you know, type of thing. And I'm like, well, fuck, dude, like, this is what I want to do, you know? So I found a mentor. He's like, don't get a job, come work for me and do it or whatever. And then my dad seen me perform live once, and he was like, you know what? If I die, I trust that you'll be okay. So after that, I was like, great. The floodgates just opened, and I'm like, I'm gonna go as hard as I can.
No, that's super cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, that silver line. Yeah, and I think that's normal, right? Usually when we chase a creative dream, most people tell us that, right? You know, most people tell you that, whether it's through their own insecurity, their own failed dreams, their own concerns, or thinking they're protecting us. You know, I get it like that.
I understand too, completely.
And so for you, growing up like that and stuff like that, so now you're getting into music. Music was this thing for you to cope. What was it like for you to do you feel like you had to raise yourself? Do you feel like your parents were really raising you? Like what was that like for you? Like, who did you look up to? Like, what was like the guidance that you had?
Probably my grandparents. You know, my mom was very loving. My dad was loving as well, but he was more controlling. But I probably my grandparents, they were my foundation. I think without them, I wouldn't be as level-headed as I am now. I probably would either be like, I don't know, I'd be doing something crazy if it wasn't for them. But they gave me a super solid foundation, and, you know.
Do you think they're a big reason why, too, you didn't go like the typical route what most people go, right? Grow up in dysfunction, don't feel enough, seeking validation, I'm going to become a drug addict. Versus you kind of went a route of more of like, I'm going to chase music and kind of go this route. Do you feel like your grandparents any like...
Yeah, probably, but also like, you know, my dad would probably kill me. He would kill me if I ever went towards that route. So I think also having like a dad who's super strict, was also played a
Healthy
very
fear.
big role, and it was good, you know. And
Yeah.
and like although it was strict, it kept me out of trouble, you know. And like I didn't do crazy things. I never been to jail, you know, shit like that. But he was, I'm pretty sure it was him being scared as hell from, or you know, scared as hell of him. I'm pretty sure that was what kept me out of trouble, for sure.
And, you know, before we get into your mom's addiction stuff like that for the next phase, at what age, when you were born, was your mom already in her addiction?
No.
No. So, what age was it when it started for her?
Well, she was she was into it like when she was younger, like in her teenage years, and then like, you know, it was on and off. But then like when my brother and I were born, she was cool until I was about like 8 or something like that, maybe 8, 9 ish.
Okay.
And then she was there for X amount of years, and yeah, it was somewhere around that timeline. I don't remember too much, but it was somewhere around there.
So around 8 years old is where it started?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
So you basically had her there before that.
Correct.
Right, a part of your life, and then it kind of goes from there. And then at 8 years old, your mom, what about your brother? When does his addiction start?
When he's like 16 probably, and I'm like 13 or something like that.
13, okay, so mom's first, brother comes after that.
Yeah.
Dad's pretty controlling and stuff like that.
So I'm not falling into that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I totally could have, you know, for sure. But
And then grandparents are like your parents, right?
Yeah.
Your grandma, you're really close to.
they're my
right?
rock for sure.
Yeah, both of them, right? Okay, so you're in this space like that, and you're feeling like that. Yeah, see, which is shocking, right? Because most people, like I said, that kind of have that family structure, like I see when I work with people, is, you know, they usually join the chaos and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what you're saying too is, right, you had some healthy fear from that, right? And I truly believe that, you know, everything is used for good in some
Yeah,
way,
for
right?
sure,
When you look
bro.
down the road.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
for you too, what was it like for you? Like, did you have any conception of like what addiction was when you were starting to see it? Like, did you know what was happening? Do you know what you was seeing?
I don't remember too much, man. It was normal, right? Like, you know, my mom's addict boyfriends, I was normal. She was sucked up, and that was normal. You know, I didn't really question it too much. I'm like, okay, cool. She's a little pale and a little skinny, you know. My brother, he's skinny now. Maybe he missed some dinners, you know. I didn't really understand too
Right.
much at the time, but looking back on it, you know, like it's like, oh yeah, it was very obvious, you know.
Yeah. All right, so what am I looking at?
Oh, and by the way, this is my engineer Priya. Makes amazing music, incredible.
Shout out. Check them out.
Let's go. So, I've been doing. If you want to play it, Priya, I've been making a lot of remixes for God's Gift, which is probably like my most popular song I've made ever. I even have it tattooed on my knuckles. But I need to make more verses for it, and I think it'd be dope if you hopped on it. We talk about your story a little bit, you know, to bring you into this sort of world and like see, like, you know, let's see what we can do, bro. You know, I would love to hear your story, see what you want to write about, and you know, see if you can do it.
I always forget what motivated the original. You said something about with your grandma, or that's when you started to you told you're gonna make music about God, or what was it again?
Yeah. So basically, she was like, before, you know, she passed, she was like, if you made more music about God and didn't cuss in your music, you would have so much more fans, and I'd be able to listen to it. So this was the last song she heard before she passed of mine, and then, you know, that whole next year I dedicated to making songs that, you know, she could actually listen to. But that's also why this song means a lot, because it's the last song she heard, and it's also it also did extremely well.
Really well.
You know, so I'm like, well, thank God for that.
All right, so what do we do? So are we just gonna play this beat over, like I basically
Yeah,
the paper?
so what I don't use paper. If you want,
Use
you
your
know,
phone notes?
just so I can help you, like, you know, sort of put together some lyrics and stuff. Put together some notes, and like, let's read them, and then let's try to come up with some lyrics together.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Cool.
I
I can't wait to see you do it,
It's
dude.
crazy because in my head I'm like, I'm gonna crush it, and I know what I said out loud, it's not gonna sound nothing like that.
We'll see. Okay, let's see them.
Is there any like rule of thumb of like, these are the do's and the don'ts? Is there any don'ts when it comes to writing music you tell people?
I don't think so.
No, it's just
Just
whatever,
write what you feel, and then we'll go over the notes, and then we'll see what we can come up with.
Okay.
And I'll be writing too, so I'm gonna be writing my verse while we.
And I'm doing 16 bars. Is that how you say
16
it?
bars.
16
yes.
bars.
You'll be doing a whole verse.
And what does that mean? So someone has 8 bars, 16 bars?
It's basically just half a verse, like 8. Think of it like 8 lines, 16
oh,
lines.
that's what it is.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just in music they just call it bars and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That is good. Addiction is a big percent of my genes. Till I get a hit or a death itself in advance. Damn, dude. Let's go. All right. Writing a lot. By the way, do you want to know my source of inspiration?
Eminem? A cat. Hey, but show him the other inspiration.
Whenever I feel down and I'm like, you know what? Life is too much. I just turn my phone around and I look at this. And I'm like, you know what? Life isn't all that bad. It could be way worse.
Have you seen what's on the back of his phone?
Oh God.
Right? I want people to feel so they can relate. And then how God showed up and was able to take all that pain and kind of change the perspective of it.
Okay.
And then when I think about it, when I was a kid, that's what I've always wanted to do. I had this dream of just saving the world, helping people. Not that I was just a delusional kid, like what am I gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was kind of like this aha moment of like, oh, whoa. Like all this pain was a journey so I could have something to give.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I love that. I love that.
And for me, that was life-changing, right? Because I was like,
so it like switches from like all the bad, and then it like now you found purpose in the pain type of thing.
My whole life was pain, and then this moment it became purpose, and then that was the driving force for my life. That's blessed me for everything that I have. So I always want to be the person that will. I want to be that person that will make the first step forward to speak up.
All right. You know, we kind of have some pretty good stuff to work with.
So yeah. So now what do we do? How do we like?
Okay.
Clean it up.
So let's write it together, right? So how do you feel? Let me read the first part of it. I remember everything feeling empty and looking dark. So looking dark. You mentioned dark, right? So what if it was like you started with like, I was in a dark place. Okay. Keep it super simple. So what if it was like, I was in a dark place, and we figure out the rest right there. You know what I'm saying? But like, how was the very first line?
Do it again.
Will it loop? Okay. So the very first line. I was in a dark place. You know what I mean? So how do you feel about dark place?
No, I like that. Yeah.
You like dark place? Okay. So I was in a dark place.
Seizing every night,
cussing at the sky, sinning every night, and just wanting to die. I had tears in my eyes, cussing at the sky, seizing every night, and just wanting to die. Right? But the capitalization helps.
And I found God.
Fucking pants.
The pain that I had.
Start with the ones we need to hear the most. Perfect. It's done.
Okay.
So cool. So
now the next phase, we're gonna go back to us talking.
Yep. Okay, cool.
And then we'll go to the recording.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay.
I dedicate the song.
And by the way, he says that to everybody.
No, I don't. Sam, have I ever dedicated anything to you?
Every time, fucking session.
All right, so one, that was incredible.
That was
doing
fun.
the music thing.
That was fun.
Man, I was super nervous, which is interesting. I actually felt like hot and sweaty, like I was
me
working
too,
out.
dude. Probably because I'm wearing a hoodie, but
yeah, yours because of the hoodie. Mine's because I'm nervous. But where we left off, right? So we kind of got an idea, right? Like you said, right? Insecure, shy kid. Dad's controlling. Brother's getting into addiction. Your mom's getting into addiction. Grandparents are kind of like the people raising you, and and you kind of figure out without knowing, right? That writing's a tool for you to express, and then you have this idea of like, I know what's gonna fix all my problems. Famous rapper, boom, that's it, right?
Yep.
So now what I want to kind of do is dive into your mom's addiction. You were saying, she wasn't in her addiction. Let's say from you were born till about 8. Let's just say from what you remember vaguely, right?
Yeah.
Kind of run me through when your mom's addiction started at 8, and run me through how it was. Like, what started happening? What did you start noticing? And
I mean, it's like I said, it's kind of blur a little bit, but I do remember things started getting sold.
So okay.
Like, you know, where the hell is our TV?
total tweaker thing.
You know, like our TV went missing. It was a nice TV. Like, it was the kind where you could fast forward commercials.
Yeah, how did your brain process a kid? Were you just like this?
I'm just like, what's going on? Like, where's the TV? And like, just things started getting sold, and like, she used to make things and like wanted me to sell to people, and like arts and crafts and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I was just a kid like walking around trying to get people to buy arts and crafts stuff.
And how did you? So for your brain, if you can remember, like. When you would say like, hey, what happened to the TV? Like, what would they tell you? Would they say they sold it? Were they like, oh, I don't know, what happened to it? Did it break?
I think I want to say something like, oh, we'll get it back soon. Like something about like loaning it, or it's temporary, or something along those lines. Like it wasn't like a permanent thing.
Right.
If
kind of avoiding the what's happening, just like, oh, we're gonna get it back.
Yeah, essentially, I think is what it was. Yeah.
So things are disappearing in the house.
Yes.
Your mom's again a tweaker thing too. Hey, I'm gonna make some stuff and you're gonna sell it.
Yes, but I didn't know. But you know, she did make good stuff. I will give her that. She did make great stuff.
And like, what else did you start noticing too? So that stuff happening.
Let's see, stuff went missing. She started getting super pale, skinny, hanging around with a lot of addicts, you know, or people that I didn't know were addicts, dealers, things like that. What
was your grandparents saying at this time? Were they trying to comfort you? Were they trying to protect you?
I'm not sure.
Was your brother trying to like, hey, bro, this was probably like, you know, since the older brother tries to like protect the younger brother. Was dad like?
I don't really remember that too much. I know like I was always scared of my mom, and then like one time like she tried to have us over to beat up her like boyfriend who was a dealer, but then as soon as we went over, which took about 20 minutes, she got over it and like was happy with him. And then mind you, like I'm scared of my mom. I haven't seen her in a while, and my brother starts cussing her out, and I remember just running like she's gonna whip me with the belt. But it was so far gone like from who she was when I was young to now, where it's like, oh, she doesn't even care that he's yelling or they're yelling at each other. Like this isn't normal. It was weird to me, you know, like that kind of interaction with them.
So what I'm hearing is kind of like this, you saw like what you normally see, that chaos of like, it's kind of like that, I hate you, so I'm going to hit you, and then 2 seconds, I love you, you're my favorite. Like, what's happening right now? Not, you know what I mean? Like the weird emotions.
Yeah, for sure.
They're so extreme. Like,
super.
Like, wait, what? I thought you were mad, now you're happy, or
yeah.
You're angry at him, now you love him. Like, very, like you said, right? Very extreme emotions are
very
happening,
sporadic,
right?
You know, a lot of
pendulum swings, a lot of stuff happening.
For sure, absolutely.
And so for you, like seeing that stuff, and you said you're scared of your mom. Like, what was it you're scared of? Did you view your mom at the time as like an angry person? Like, would you feel like you're walking on eggshells around your mom, like, because you don't really know if she's gonna be mad or happy?
Well, I mean, like, you know how like parents just like, parents like they get you in shape. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they yell or whatever, but like, I didn't see her for a little while, but then to go back to her like not really caring that like my brother's like talking to her that way, I was like, what? This isn't. You don't care that he's talking to you like that? And like it was just weird, but like, you know, just people are scared of their moms, but it wasn't necessarily because of like the drug thing, because I didn't know what it was. But I don't know. I don't know.
In that time too, like while she's in her addiction, I mean now you know, but like that whole time in her addiction, like did at one point you figure out like, oh shit, my mom's on drugs?
Yeah. I mean, people were telling me, you know, like my dad and you know my grandma and stuff like that, but I just kind of didn't believe it. But like eventually, as like a young teen, or like I don't know exactly, maybe like 12, 11, like I stayed with my grandma for a lot, and then I don't remember saying it, but my grandma said like one night I was just like, I wish I had my mom back. I don't remember that at all. I don't remember saying that at all. But like I said, it's probably blacked out for me. You know, I don't remember having that conversation, but. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all kind of a blur.
Why do you think it still is a blur after so many years?
I don't know. I mean, it's not something I really look back on. You know, I mean, it is part of my story. You know, and I tell it, you know, everywhere I go and stuff.
Yeah, because you're so. It's interesting, right? Because when I listen to your music, it's so detailed and like. You know, you would think in your mind, like, you must remember everything because you explain it so good and emotionally where you feel your words, right? You're explaining your childhood.
Yeah.
But then you say like, I blacked out a lot. But it's like the way you speak about your music is as if you remember everything.
Yeah, I think it's different because it's more of like in the zone type of thing, right? But like I do remember like moments where like dealer pulling a gun on my mom and
let's talk about that. What age were you when that happened?
I think like 12, 13 probably.
Okay, so towards the end of her addiction, it sounded like, right?
Roughly. She was still there a little bit, but it was like on the cusp of like
So run me through that night. Where were you at? What time of the day was
Yeah.
it? What was going on that day? Is
So I was at a cyber cafe called Cyber City.
that the internet cafe gaming?
Internet
Yeah,
cafe. I
remember
used to
that.
love that place. And my brother came in and got me. He was like, dude, we got to go. And I'm like, why? I'm in the middle of Counter-Strike. And then he was like, we got to go. And I'm like, all right.
1.7?
1.7?
1.6. That's the original one. Remember before it became?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, it was best time of my life.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, we got to go. And then I was like, okay, what's up? And then he was like, yo, someone pulled a gun on mom. And I'm like, what? So like,
And is that the first you've ever heard of someone pulling out a gun on your mom at that point?
yeah, that was the first time.
Okay.
And apparently like hit her or something like that. And then, he called the cops because my uncle who was there didn't want to call the cops because like the dealer was like a well-known dealer who was kind of crazy. Because he wasn't like a drug addict dealer. He was like a dealer where like he's like good, suited up. Like I remember it, kind of, and there was some big old Samoan guy with him too. I'm like, oh hell no.
Like a high profile.
Yeah, I'm like, oh hell no. But he called the cops. Cops came, helicopters, all kinds of stuff. They sat down the guys, and I don't know what happened.
So they caught the guys. The guys were
Yeah,
still
they
there.
were in the crib. They were in the crib. They were in the crib, and a bunch of cop cars, and then the one thing that like I got super sad at was like my grandmother, who obviously like we were all living with her. She pulls up with like a pizza, trying to have like a great night with everyone, and then she pulls up to like a bunch of cop
Cops and
cars, and I'm like,
helicopters
I'm like, oh god, I have to tell her right now. But and then after that,
And you're 12 at this point?
somewhere around there, like 11,
Yeah.
somewhere around that time.
Yeah.
But after all that happened, she went to stay at her friend's house, and I was there too, but I wasn't intending on staying the night. But like her kids left because they were like, we don't want to stay when she's here because that dealer might come back and do something. And my mom wanted me to stay, but I didn't want to stay because I'm not trying to get killed. But like I remember leaving and like crying, like damn, like I wish I could, like stay there, but like I can't.
Now let me ask you this, because you would think it's kind of like a kid that gets traumatized at a young age. Maybe they see their dad die, mom die, brother, something traumatic. A kid, like what your kid shouldn't see, right? Because you have a kid brain.
Sure.
Like, if you remember, like, how was that being that young and like kind of like walking into like that's like a normal story. You don't go to school and be like, guess what, guys? I came home to a bunch of cops and all that stuff, a dealer,
Yeah.
mom. Like, what about you guys? Oh, same thing with my mom. What do you mean? Yeah, my cousin too. It's
Yeah.
like how, do you kind of remember like how that
Like transferred into school, or like how did like affect things like that?
Like the day after that, like how you navigate? Like you're telling your friends, are you suppressing it? Like no one can know. I don't want people to know my mom like that, or
I didn't tell anybody because like it's weird that like you don't think to like talk about it, So like I didn't talk to anybody about it, at school. I'm just like this must be what a lot of people go through, Like I cannot be the only one.
right? So at the time, that's how you kind of process.
Yeah, I'm like okay, I'm just gonna go to school about another day. This has to be like it's not normal for the cops to come to your house every other day, knocking at your door.
Pistol whips? No.
No, what? That's crazy.
Dad?
All right. But yeah, I just dealt with it with writing, I guess, looking back on it, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it affected school at all. I mean, mind you, I did suck at school, but
Right. You're like, I didn't get better from it, but
I did not at all. But yeah, I mean, I can't really remember it affecting that kind of too much. I went to school the next day. I did what I needed to do. I always showed up.
And so from that point on, like, did anything change now? Like, were your grandparents more like, no, you're staying with us? Like they said, were they more scared to have you with your mom? You said you were kind of scared. Did anything change after that? Did things get more strict, or?
No, it was the exact same.
Just kind of like.
Yeah, it was the exact same. My mom had custody, so it's not like they can just take me whenever, right? My mom had custody, so like I had no choice. They were just like, take care of yourself, But eventually, she did get sober, and she got her place, and
yeah. So what led her to that? Before we get into her sobriety in the next phase, like,
oh yeah.
What if you remember, maybe, or she told you, I don't know, like, did she have a rock bottom where something happened where she's like, I'm gonna get help now, fine? Because after all that,
man, I think it was just a bunch of different things, bro. Because like she, it was. I mean, I'm sure that one was a big one.
Yeah.
But
one of the wake up calls, yeah.
There was a lot of little moments, bro, but like I can't remember. I don't think she ever said specifically what it is. I think she just wanted to get sober for my brother and I. That's what did it, I guess.
And when she decided to do that, did she go to rehab? Is that what it was, or did she say I'm gonna go away? Or?
She went to a rehab, and my brother and I visited her. I was still like, you know, trying to keep her away. Like I wasn't really, you know, receptive to her.
So yeah, let's talk about that too. Like, how did that happen? Like quickly, or like as a kid for you, right? We have love for our mom. We want our mom, right? Just like parents. What point, if you remember, did you start to do that? Where like you started to almost
Probably like a year and a half before that whole gun thing. Like I'm like,
Okay, so-
like she was wanting to hug me, and I'm just like, don't touch me.
so it started happening?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want you to touch me. And then like, and what's funny is that like looking like, you know, when I talk to people now and like who have the same kind of story, they're like their kids are kind of the same way. It's like yeah, for sure. Like, and you know, it's very normal.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't want to be, you're not really who I thought you were, type of thing.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a protection thing. It's kind of like I break up with somebody if they cheat on me. That's what I do. Maybe I stay in it because I got little insecurities. I get cheated a couple, but then I'm going to leave, or they leave me. We're done. On to the next relationship. Or with the parent, it's not like that. It's not, okay, I'm going to get a different mom.
Yeah.
It's, okay, you're my mom. That's just what it is. So I'm going to have boundaries, and I'm going to,
Sure.
you know, because I don't
Keep
wanna
you away.
I don't want to get hurt. This is what it is. I don't want to. And okay, so like you said, so she gets into rehab. You're visiting, but you're still
Yeah.
arm distance at this point.
Yes, still arm distance for a few years after. And then eventually, like, you know, you see her do the work and you're like, you can't help but, you know, like give some grace.
No, I love that. So yeah, dude, so we'll stop right there. We'll get into the recording part, and the last part we'll get into, like you said, kind of like from that year till now, to kind of see how everything turned out and stuff like that from there.
Yeah.
All right, so
Sounds
are
good.
you nervous to record?
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I bet you aren't.
Yeah. We're gonna use AI for this part, right?
Good
Oh
Lord.
gosh. All right, let's do this. Oh, so you do look at lyrics. So I thought you just remembered it.
I don't. Not usually, but this is written. I just wrote this, so cut me some slack. Motherfucker expects me to memorize it in like what? It's been like 10 minutes, bro. Are you just testing my levels? Or you want to just go straight into it?
By the way, guys, I helped
You
him
want to go
write his
straight into
part,
it?
and he helped me
Okay,
write
cool.
my part.
Silence in the room. And can you hire a beat and lower my vocals a little bit?
Yo, higher the beat and lower the vocals. Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Because everybody thinking that they gotta get up on the mic. Everybody thinking that they gotta get up on the mic. Everybody thinking that they gotta get up on the mic. What? Yeah. God has always been with me. Even when my pockets only had a lighter and like $6.50. Even used to being alcoholic. Now my brand is broken people, and that's something that I'm proud to call it. I wear these scars on my body with pride, cause they serve as a reminder God wants me alive, and that I have a bigger purpose than just getting by. And I don't know if I'ma make it, all I know is that I'm meant to try. Cause I'm sick of addiction taking my family members. Sick of seeing my mama cry every damn December. I'm trying to achieve all the dreams that we had together, so I can remind you who we are in case you can't remember. Yeah. Life has been a rerun, so instead of waiting for a change, I'ma be one. Since addiction is a big percent of my genes, I won't quit till I get a hit or death itself intervenes. Let's see what that sounds like. Woo! Yeah, I think that's fine. That's a cool little rough draft. You know, Fausto. Now, am I tripping? Was it a little off? Well, let me see. No, it's good. Yeah, no, I'm tripping. Okay, cool. There was like a one line, it's the 8th bar. Let me punch in that one real quick. Cause I'm sick of addiction taking my family, that one right there. Let me punch in that and then we're good.
What does punch in mean?
Nobody can hear you.
Know if I'ma make it, all I know is that I'm meant to try. Cause I'm sick of addiction taking my family members. And I think that should be a good little rough draft. Now, it's for the man of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, for the man who can boof anything, the man, the hope dealer, Fausto. All right, Fausto with the outro. Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I think I am.
All right.
I gotta put the headphones
Remember, just believe in yourself.
on? That's already a problem right there.
You want to put the headphones on? Grab my little.
Wait, me too? So I can guide him or something? Or like, what do you mean? Okay, cool. All right, fuck it.
Hello.
All right, so We can do 2 lines at a time or line at a time.
Or one word at a time?
Wait, do you want your vocals higher or lower? Talk into it. Talk into it.
I was in a dark place, drinking liquor, doing drugs while I stargazed. Had tears in my eyes, cussing at the sky, seizing every night, and just wanted to die. But I found God. Oh, purpose.
Oh, found purpose. But it's whatever you.
But
you
how
feel
you do your
comfortable
little
with. Yeah.
and you do a little add a little what's that
But
called?
that was perfect.
What is that called when you do your little Yeah, is that
I
a word
don't
for
know.
that?
Swag.
Swag, okay. So I go, just wanna die, boof.
Oh God.
That's like my little thing I throw in. I was in a dark place, drinking liquor, doing drugs while I stargazed. Had tears in my eyes, cussing at the sky, seizing every night, and just wanted to die.
It's like, I was in a dark place. You put I was in a dark place.
What did I say?
I just told you. I was in a dark place. That's what you said.
I was
in a dark place. It's just like, I was in a dark place.
Oh, I was in a dark place.
Correct. I was in a dark place is what you said. Which, it both works
That's what
fine.
it says in there.
No. Either way you say I was, but it's just enunciating the I as opposed to the was. So it's like, I was in a dark place instead of I was in a dark place. It's I was in a dark place.
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 But you know what him, play it. Try it. It's like.
I was in a dark place. I said the was again.
You know what? But you know what? It works. It works. It works. Just do it up to the odd
But
part.
I found purpose and I found God.
And all the pain that I had, I know it sounds odd. You can say I know it sounds odd or no it sounds odd.
And all the pain that I had.
And all the pain that I had, I know it sounds odd.
And all the pain that I had.
I know it sounds odd.
I know it sounds. I know it sounds odd. We'll do that.
So like
I know it sounds
yeah.
odd. Okay.
But I found purpose and I found God and all the pain that I had. I know it sounds odd. Right.
But I found purpose and I found God and all the pain that I had. I know it sounds odd.
Perfect. There we go. That's it. There we go. I know it sounds. That was perfect. That was perfect.
Sounds odd. I'm here to be the voice for the lost and for the lost.
For the lost.
And I found God and all the pain that I had. I know it sounds odd. I'm here to be the voice for the lost and a true example that God will never give you more than you can handle.
No.
That shit was hard.
It's okay.
See, this shit's so crazy hard. Like
Okay.
when you start like trying, I'm like, why is that hard to say? Like, how are you doing that? Like, you just say it. I'm like, why can't I say it?
Everybody thinking that they gotta get up on the
Imagine like the future, like that's what people want now. Like now we want like raw talent, just people that just like suck. But it's like, but people that suck now is like, what's good?
You would think.
Right?
That's what's going on, right?
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because that's all social media is. They just want like no filter, just phone recording, like
Right.
blurry.
Swear.
Hell yeah. I went from, goddamn.
I went from wanting to die.
Living every day. I want to let you know that there's another way. Instead of holding on to pain, learn to let it go. Instead of hiding from the truth, learn to let it show. I just got to get the first part. I went from wanting
You're
to
right.
die.
Keep the ending. It's just literally the first line.
Went from wanting to die to living every day. I want to let you know that there's another way. Instead of holding on to pain, learn to let it go. Instead of hiding from the truth, learn to let it show.
Boom.
Good shit, bro.
Good shit.
What they-
You're playing with me, bro. You're
What do they
freaking
call us? I'm a gold and platinum. What is it? Silver platinum? What do they
Goldfish?
got? Diamond?
Triple platinum.
Triple platinum, homie.
Goldfish.
Triple platinum goldfish, bro. We're always gonna remember there was Eminem, there was Kendrick, and then there was Fausto.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
You see me at the Super Bowl. Dun, 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 dun. I'm here on this earth as a message of hope to share my story with the ones who need to hear it the most.
Let's go.
That shit was fire. It was fire.
Damn. You know what?
Do the robot, right?
And it's
Do
all
the
done
robot.
before 9. I am impressed. I thought it was gonna take you a long time, Fausto.
Come on, bro. You know me, homie.
Watch that right
Come on,
there.
you know me. You know me.
Yo.
Look at that shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay. Oh, look at that shit.
Hell
I
yeah,
know
you
how to
feel
do
me?
that stuff.
Right here, the pinky.
We got pinky, we got pinky, with pinky too.
Yeah,
That's
fire,
pinky
bro.
too. Okay.
Fire.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to say, man, that was more challenging than I thought. You know, just trying to say like certain words.
Yeah.
Blows me away. But again, this is why I have so much respect for people like you that can. Well, one, you got to have a good voice for one, but also just the art of it. I think is very unique and is amazing. So,
Thank you, man.
Thank you for that experience.
Absolutely,
It's
brother.
positive. So where we left off, was now after gun gets pulled out, right? Some time after that, mom goes to rehab.
Yes.
And you remember visiting, but you're still like at this arm distance, right? You're still obviously you're trying to protect yourself because you had to.
Yes.
You don't want to. It was forced on you to have to disconnect to protect yourself. So let me ask you this question. What year was that when she went into treatment around?
Oh,
you think
I don't know
guess?
year, but I was like 14.
Okay, this was a while ago, right? So that moment she goes into treatments, is she still sober today?
She is. She is sober right now. I think 20 years.
So 20 years. So
I think.
So you think?
I think.
around
maybe
around
15,
that.
16, somewhere there, yeah.
I know she has a lot of time,
Yeah.
you know, when I've met her. So from that point right there, when she gets, is that when she stays sober to that time? Like that's the time where like, yeah, she went to rehab, she came out and she's been sober ever since? Or did she have to slip?
There was one little slip up, but it was like only within like a few months after. But then it was
and she
just
stood with it.
quickly rebounded. Yeah.
So run me through that. So when she starts this sober journey, the one that she never went back out, like, what did that look like for you? Because I know most people go through this where I'm sure the parent tells kid they're going to get sober many times. Let's just say I'm going to change, I'm going to be different, right? You hear it all the time.
Sure.
And some parents never get it right. Some parents, you see, they're like, no, my dad or mom is still in their addiction somewhere, I don't know. Or they ended up dying. You know what I mean? You hear that with like stories. Or you hear people sometimes are like, yeah, but you know, I'm still kind of skeptical. So for you, run me through that. What was it like in the beginning? Like, let's say those first couple years, were you like still like, I don't still fully trust you. Like, I don't know if you're gonna go back out. I've heard this so many times. I don't even know if you're even sober. You could be lying to me. Like, what were those first couple years like?
You know what, man? It's all kind of a blur.
Gosh, but heavy trauma, huh?
But from what I can remember, okay. So she got sober. I still kept her at a distance for about 2 years.
Were you still living with? Were you living with grandparents?
I was living with her
she
now.
was like,
I was living with her now.
Oh, you're living with her. Okay.
As soon as she got out, she got a job and she like got a place.
Okay.
And my brother and I, you know, went to stay with her. It was like a 2-bedroom. Him and I stayed in the same room.
So it's you, your brother, and your mom at this point.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. And then you know, she's doing good. She's doing work, and then she does have one slip up, which I remember the night. It's a little bit of a blur, but I remember the night she went out, and my brother was like, "Oh, why is she leaving this late?" or something like that. And then we kind of go look a little bit around the parking lot, and then I think we see her get out of a van or something like that, or like a truck or something. And then I think my brother has a suspicion or something like that, but she quickly like told us, like I think in the next few days, like, "Hey, I slipped up a little bit, but I'm good," you know. And then it was something along those lines,
Yeah.
you know, like I said.
And then what was it like after that? So let's say those first couple years that she was actually sober, you're living with her. Or let me ask you this: since that moment, you guys moved back in together. Did you stay with her the whole entire time, the rest of the journey, right? Until
For the most
basically
part,
you moved
yeah.
out, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
So like, what was it like then? Like, did you find it? Did you find it difficult to still allow yourself to open up to your mom, even though now she's sober, that's not happening more? Did you still find yourself kind of distant? Did you have resentment still though? You know, sometimes parents change, but it's like, yeah, but I'm still like mad for what you put us through, or angry, like there's still things that maybe haven't been talked about.
Yeah,
kind of just moving on.
I was pretty forgiving. I mean, after that, took about 2 years, but I was pretty forgiving after, and I just like let it go. At least I think I did. You know, obviously it probably still messes with something. You know, not necessarily with her, but like relationships with like other people. You know, but at that time I couldn't tell you, but you know, I put my trust in her, and she hasn't let me down since.
And what was that like? So like, was there like what did life start to look like that after? So mom is sober now, she has a couple years sober. You're not guarded as much, right? So you're okay. I'm living with mom. I'm allowing her back into my life. Like, what did you do, both of you guys, do to kind of rebuild that relationship together? Like, were you guys hanging out a lot? Were you guys, you know, like, what were you guys doing to kind of rebuild that relationship because it was so broken?
I'm not sure if we did anything. I think we just got a dog, and yeah, I don't think we did anything, bro. I don't think we did anything to try to rekindle it. I think we just sort of mutually agreed that we'll leave that in the past. We didn't actually do anything to like try to get closer or whatever, which yeah, I can't say that. I was doing my own thing at that point. I'm a teenager doing my own thing. I'm like, let bygones be bygones. I'm gonna do my own thing. But I don't think we did anything.
So you kind of like move on with your guys' life.
Yeah,
That's the past.
absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what we did.
Luckily though, she didn't slip, so it's okay, cool. So it's going like that. And then at that point, like, when did were you already using like your story of your mom at this point now with your music? Like, when did that start happening where you started to use the story of your mom getting sober in your music?
Yeah, that happened I made a song like a few years after, but it was like just for my brother and my hearing. Like, it wasn't for like the world or whatever, right? So, but it's just like a little fun track that I made after she got sober. That was one song, and then the one I made in 2017, 2018, something like that, was where I was like, you know what? I was talking to my mentor. He's like, dude, tell that story. Told the story about her being an addict, and then her being sober now, and it just went. That was the first time I really put it out to the world, and it just went absolutely bananas. And I'm like, oh, damn, like, okay.
And when you say it went bananas, like, just to kind of give people an idea.
It went like really viral. Yeah, really viral before viral was really even a thing, honestly. Like, it just went crazy.
What year was that? That was
like 2017, 2018.
So yeah, it's before social media was a really a thing to like, oh, TikTok goes viral. It wasn't that. It was like, if something went viral, it's like, whoa. Yeah,
it was that was at the time where, like, if something went viral, you're on TV.
Yeah.
And which I was. Well, Fox 11, whatever, is TV though. But yeah, I think that was the time that I made that song, and then like I just started to, talk about emotions more, and like my past and things like that, and haven't looked back since.
And for you doing that, which is crazy, right? Like, you have this, someone could look at it as a bad childhood or bad experiences or, things that happen, pain. And you decide to one day get very vulnerable and share it with the world, right? If you put it on the internet, it's for the world. Anyone can see it now, right? Whatever. And the one thing that maybe most people would be shameful for, slip under the rug, don't talk about it, or you should be angry about, is the one thing that all of a sudden just
changes everything.
And why do you think that, like, what have you learned from that, being vulnerable and expressing? Like, what have you learned through doing that for your music? Why it's beneficial for you, beneficial for for people to hear it? Like how would you explain it to someone?
I think that was the first song that I made where I was like, I'm making just music. I'm making music, but then you start to like look at people. You start to get messages where like someone's like, I haven't talked to my mom in 7 years. That song inspired me to reach out to her.
Wow.
And then it's like, okay, this is music, but it's a lot more than music to these people. And I started to kind of change my perspective on it. Like, oh dang, okay, so this can make an impact on people's lives. Like, it's not just music.
It's not just something to listen to and
it's like something a mom and a son, or a mom and a daughter, or father and a son, whatever, can connect to and relate and cry over and like feel emotions over and like cry to each other and like apologize, and like it can be like that healing moment for people, which I think it has been for a lot of people.
How have you seen it help you heal?
Writing that?
Yeah, writing that. And when you started taking that direction.
Oh, when I started taking that direction, just in music in general? Yeah. Well, I write my feelings out now, I started focusing more on expressing myself. I'm learning a lot about myself, like when I was drinking heavily, I'm like, oh, I'm writing about it right now. Like, is this what I'm feeling? And like, I don't know in the moment that like, I think I'm just writing, but then looking back on it, it's like, oh, I'm really writing to like express, like, I'm dealing with some stuff, just in the moment, you don't really see it that way. Just like, oh, I'm just writing just to write, but like, it's not, it's really, it's just really me writing things down to discover things about myself. Like, I put in a song once about fear of abandonment, which I didn't even really know what that meant, but I put it in, and then come to find out, with talking to my therapist, oh damn, okay, maybe I didn't know subconsciously what that was.
Yeah.
But I just wrote it just to feel something. But it's like this is really something that I experienced, But I didn't know in the moment, and that's how a lot of things I write, is like I don't know what it is. I'm just writing, but apparently it's something.
That's so interesting.
Very.
Yeah, because like when I remember when I listen to your music, I laugh because I know you, right? I'm like, this guy is so, to me, is so emotionally connected because he's sharing things that I hear in therapy sessions and I work with people as a clinician and awareness and all that stuff. It's so crazy how deep you are. And yet sometimes you can say like I'm disconnected, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Or,
Yeah,
or,
which, like,
it's hard for me to say it. And I'm like, bro, but your music, you say it so good to the point where I'm like, damn, how did he come up with that? Like, that's how I feel. And he said it's so good. And that's why I mess with you. And I'm always like,
Like, yeah, because in person, I don't talk like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like in regular mode, I don't know how to connect those wires.
Yeah.
You know, it's really when I'm like hyper focused. I can't really talk about it like this. But then it could also be fear of being vulnerable, right? When I write, I'm alone.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to share how I feel about it with everyone here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you know, that's just.
How did you work through that then, knowing that like when you, right, because there's a thing, right? It's, I'm alone, and then this is with people. There is that fear of rejection and judgment, right? Vulnerability. How do you shut that off when you have like an engineer?
So
He has to
I
hear your
barely
lyrics.
shut it off. I barely shut it off. But like when him and I used to work a lot, I was like, dude, nobody can be there. Like the homie was here kicking it. I'm like, bro, you gotta go. And he's like, why do you always gotta record alone? And I'm like, that's just how I am. Like sometimes, like back in the day, I was really nervous to record in front of him because of the things I would say.
So that was there.
It was
Okay.
there for sure. Now it's not because you know
Yeah.
him and I have built a lot of rapport together. But like nobody's allowed in here. Like I don't want nobody in this place while I record. Like if it's something like that,
Yeah.
if it's something emotional. But if it's something like rap or like all day,
Yeah.
come in here and like kick it. But when it comes to like expressing myself, nobody's in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating. Yeah, like I said, that's, yeah, because you're so good with your words when you do that stuff. But again, it's, I think that's why music can be so healing for people. A lot of artists, you know, will say that it's very healing because you can express yourself. And it's cool that you're able to do that because you are right. Music lives forever. Think about it. Like, think about songs you listen to and these artists are dead.
Yeah.
The song's so old, but yet it still is used to feel. And that's what you've created. You know, you've created music that will live forever, that makes people feel. Because sometimes, like myself, I can't cry in front of people, but I can cry to music. I can cry to your music. Sometimes I'll play, I'm like, I need to cry today, and I'll play music, and I just listen to it, and I start
Jesus.
crying. But then it could be a moment in person, I'm like, I can't cry.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a really amazing.
So you understand?
Yeah, so I get it. That's how my version is, right? It's like that, and it could be a fear of being vulnerable with somebody, right, from rejection.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if me and you were to have a interview alone with no one here, I'm sure it would have gone completely different.
Yeah, and we've had those when we're traveling.
We have.
You go, "Fuck, can I ask you a question?" And I get all excited. I go, "Yeah." You're like, "Why do you think I do this?" I'm like, "What?"
Really?
Yeah.
I must have blocked that out.
I blocked out too. Oh my gosh. Well, let's not talk about Rhode Island. All right. Because
That was crazy.
Oh,
that
man.
was a fun time.
what advice would you, like, let's say you had 1 minute with somebody and they came to you and like, Gremlin, they're like, I don't know what to do. My mom's struggling with addiction, and I don't know how to handle this. Like, how do I cope with this? What do I do? How do I get through this? I'm like worried about my mom. Am I being bad because I don't want to talk to her and she might die? Like, you know, someone that's in that space. Like, what type of advice would you want to give them?
That's tough, bro. People have asked me before, and I mean, as crazy as it may sound, man, I tell them, you know, for the most part, right, like they kind of look at them as like their whole world.
Yeah.
You know, but I think like a big thing is you need to look at them as just a part of your world, like a small, like here's your world, here's them. You know what I'm saying? You cannot let them take over your whole world or it will destroy you. It'll kill you. So like, have them be part of your world. Try to help them if they want it, but if they don't waste your time. That's exactly what I would say. And that's what I lived by with my family throughout the years. And although it's not nice to say out loud, but I'd rather be mentally okay than having them like completely bring me down and like deal with that, you know? So like it's something along those lines that I would probably say that as mean or as it may sound.
No, man, that's the healthy response. You know,
Is it really?
As a clinician, that's the healthy response. Yeah, it's that's why I always tell people. People go, yeah, well, blood, their family. I'm like, I don't care if they're not right and it's not healthy for you. You got to set that strong boundary. But what happens if they end up homeless? And they're going to end up homeless.
Yeah,
maybe
for
they
sure.
need that. What happens if they go to prison? Maybe they need that.
Yeah.
Right. It's just, again, it sounds harsh, but like you said, if I don't separate myself and I just try to save this person, it's gonna drain you. It's gonna kill you. You've seen it happen with some people.
Yeah, for sure.
They play that person like, I'm gonna save them, and we see it all the time. And it's just like, dude, like if they don't want the help, like you said, you can't help them.
It's not happening.
And like you said, you gotta separate and love.
Yeah, you know, still got love for them, you know, but you know, gotta cut them off.
I love that. Well, I just want to say, you know, I appreciate you for coming out here. Like you say, because you really don't do interviews, so I appreciate you making the time to do an interview with me.
Absolutely, bro.
And,
the next interview I'll be doing is 10 years. Is in 10 years.
In
from now.
10 years?
Yeah.
No, I'll come up with something funny next time, right? I'll get you again. Actually, that's not true, because I have another interview with you coming out on the other thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Um,
I forgot about that. No, I'm just playing, bro. But no, it's great. You know, I always love, you know, chopping it up with you, and it's always a good time. And I don't know you were a rapper, bro.
You know, man, I hold back.
Yeah, evidently.
Hold back, man. I forgot what my rapper.
You gotta stop doing that, bro, and believe in yourself. Seriously.
Bro, I can't believe
you got what it
myself,
takes.
bro. You know why?
Why?
Because I blocked out my childhood.
Damn.
I don't remember anything. Imagine interviewing me. It's like, well, where were you born? I don't know. I don't even know how I got here. I mean, I black out a lot.
Yo, someone come help me find my car, right?
I actually have split personality disorder.
Maybe.
I am.
Maybe.
Where can people reach you to hear your music?
Gremlin Raps, everything. Gremlin, Spotify, Instagram, all that stuff is Gremlin Raps. Absolutely everywhere. Gremlin Raps.
Amen, brother. Well, hey, thank you very much for being here.
Absolutely, bud. Thank you for having me, man.
Yes, of course.
Appreciate you.
Snap?
Yeah. And then snap.
Snap. And we're done.
Yeah, God has always been with me, even when my pockets only had a lighter and like $6.50. Even used to be an alcoholic. Now my brand is broken people, and that's something that I'm proud to call it. I wear these scars on my body with pride, cause they serve as a reminder God wants me alive, and that I have a bigger purpose than just getting by. And I don't know if I'ma make it, all I know is that I'm meant to try. Cause I'm sick of addiction taking my family members, sick of seeing my mama cry every damn December. I'm trying to achieve all the dreams that we had together, so I can remind you who we are in case you can't remember. Yeah. Life has been a rerun, so instead of waiting for a change, I'ma be one. Since addiction is a big percent of my genes, I won't quit till I get a hit or death itself intervenes.
On today's episode, we learned through Gremlin's story how you can take the most painful moments of your life and you can use that to fuel your creativity, because through his music, he is creating healing. So for those who are listening, I hope that you can find a way to give purpose to that pain, to not let it define you, but to let it refine you.
I was in a dark place, drinking liquor, doing drugs while I stargaze. Had tears in my eyes, cussing at the sky, seizing every night, and just wanted to die. But I found purpose, and I found God. In all the pain that I had, I know it sounds odd. I'm here to be the voice for the lost and a true example. God will never give you more than you can handle. Went from wanting to die to living every day. I wanna let you know that there's another way. Instead of holding on to pain, learn to let it go. Instead of hiding from the truth, learn to let it show. It's all you ever needed, but it won't make a difference unless you believe it. I'm here on this earth as a message of hope, to share my story with the ones who need to hear it the most.